What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Touchdowns to Home Runs. My name is Bernie. Thank you for joining us today on the Touchdowns to Home Runs post-game show. Hope that your day is going absolutely fantastic. We're within 1 minute now of getting a final score from this year's national championship game, and it's going to be the Baylor Bears winning this year's March Madness and, of course, the national championship. They're currently beating Gonzaga by a score of 84-67. And what an impressive game this is. We have so much to break down today. I'll be giving you my opinions on what I saw from both teams, and then we'll work our way into breaking down the box scores. But before we do, I just want to congratulate Baylor on such an amazing win. This game was fantastic on both sides of the basketball. Played really well offensively and defensively, and of course the first team of the year to beat the Gonzaga Bulldogs, who came into this game with a record of 31-0. But not only that, they had the coach of the year, the small forward and power forward of the year, the number one adjusted offense, and a top 10 adjusted defense as well. And Baylor got the job done and did it by a very, very, very big margin. So we'll get to the box scores in just a second, but first of all, I want to give my opinions on what I saw from both teams. So we'll start with the winning team in Baylor. And I mean, this was a very good win on both sides of the basketball. They played very well offensively. I think, they got really their big three guys really involved. Shot the lights out of the three ball, got to the free throw line 18 times. They had 18 free throw shots, so 9 different times. They shot very well from the field. Out-rebounded Gonzaga by quite a big margin. The ball movement was better. They were more active on the defensive side of the floor. A lot to like here from Baylor. We knew that Baylor was a very good offensive team. We've seen it before, but it was really the defense coming into March Madness that we were sort of questioning. Baylor was a very good defensive team before they had their delay because of their issues with the virus. And then they came back. Their defensive intensity was a little bit down. But then we got to the March Madness, and particularly that game against Villanova, and I made a video right after that saying, in that second half against Villanova, something changed. All of a sudden, they got back their defensive intensity, and we've seen that from the past couple of games. We've seen it now against Gonzaga. We saw it in that one against Villanova. They destroyed Houston as well. And I think that speaks to not only the players they have, they have probably the best defensive player in the country in Mitchell. But overall, they're a really good defensive team in their ability to stay in front of their guys and just overall cause a lot of teams trouble. And it starts with that defensive intensity. We just got the final score. It is officially 86-70. Once again, congratulations to the Baylor Bears. But let's flip over to the Gonzaga Bulldogs. And I mean, this is the best offensive team in college basketball according to adjusted rankings. And this is a team who shoots the three ball pretty good normally, shoot very well from the three, tend to out-rebound, out-assist a lot of teams. They're really, really good with ball movement, but we didn't see that in the last 2 games of this tournament. Gonzaga put up 70 points. They usually average right around 92, just under 92 points per game. Didn't shoot well from 3, turned the ball over a ton. And I think from this game, the UCLA game, we just didn't see that same ball movement that we've seen from Gonzaga all year long. In terms of defense, I mean, this is, again, a top 10 defense in terms of adjusted rankings. But Timme did not look good. He looked really, really slow underneath the basket, gave Baylor some easy buckets. I thought overall Gonzaga, their help defense was no good. And, they had a lot of trouble overall stopping Baylor and not giving them, some easy looks because they really did have a lot of high percentage shots. I said it in the halftime report that I sort of did. Baylor was very hot, but they also had a lot of high percentage shots. And at the end of the day, that's why Baylor ended up winning. Now, we're going to head on to the box scores in just a second, but there's actually one thing that I wanted to bring up. And, I'm not looking for any hate or anything in the comments, but I want your opinion, so make sure to comment down below. But, we talk all in the year about what adjusted rankings mean, particularly, the adjusted offense and the adjusted defense. And obviously, Gonzaga ranked in the number 1 spot in offense and the number 1 overall team. And if you guys don't know what adjusted rankings are, it's basically taking into consideration the strength of the opposition and sort of factoring that into being able to rank how good overall your offense and your defense is. Now, as I was saying, Gonzaga's ranked the best, but these metrics, in my opinion, are only based off of, the stats, of course. And you see Gonzaga, who hasn't played a ranked team really in 2021. They played some back in the first half of the year in 2020. But the adjusted rankings, people, I think, talk about them a little too much because it doesn't take into consideration if the team is actually up to speed. Because, playing good, even adjusted, the adjusted stats playing good against a team like Pepperdine does not, in my opinion, bring you up to the same speed that you're seeing against Baylor, who's the best offensive and defensive team in the country. But let me know your thoughts on that down in the comment section below. But let's flip over to the box score. Jalen Suggs led the way, 22 points. He shot 8 of 15, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Corey Kispert, 12 points. Timme, 12 points as well. They turned the ball over a lot, only shot 29.4% from three. They shot 71.4% from three. They did shoot over 50% from the field, but they got out-rebounded and out-assisted as well. And those 14 turnovers absolutely killed Gonzaga. As for the winning team in Baylor, Jared Butler led the way with 22 points. He shot 4 of 9 from three. Really, really solid, though, in the first half. Shot 6 of 6 from the line. We had Davion Mitchell, 15 points. Macio Teague had 19 points. They shot very well as a team. They shot 44%, but really, really good from three. They shot 44% basically from three as well and got to the free throw line as well. They crushed Gonzaga on the boards. Got a ton of offensive rebounds, 16 offensive rebounds to only 5 for Gonzaga, so a lot of second and third chance opportunities. Really active on the defensive side of the ball as well. I think that's what was the difference in the game. You compare the defensive stats. Gonzaga actually shot better from the field, but it came down to the threes. It came down to the turnovers, like we were saying. And just overall, I thought Gonzaga did not look great on defense. Part of that could have been, just from playing a longer game against UCLA. So Baylor could have been a little bit more rusty and tired. But overall, I thought Baylor looked really solid today. I think that it's unfortunate for Gonzaga that they lost their undefeated streak, but you look at Baylor as the best offensive and defensive team that they played all year, and Gonzaga didn't look up to speed. They looked sort of outcoached tonight, and, usually when you think that Gonzaga has 4 of the best players on the court at all times, it looked like that in favor of Baylor today. And, you don't want to judge it off of one game, but Gonzaga didn't look good against UCLA either. But I still think it's a very quality season for Gonzaga, even though, you're not coming away with your first national championship. But anyways, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. A little bit underwhelming. I was hoping this game would be a little bit closer. But again, I want to hear your thoughts on what you guys saw down in the comment section below. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a thumbs up. It would do me a huge favor. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to Touchdowns to Home Runs for more college content. But we cover all sports, so if you guys like sort of these breakdowns, feel free to check out the rest of our channel. I'm sure that you guys are absolutely going to love it. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.